on, guys? Welcome back to the Auto Squad, and today we're here with actually right there like a new Shield Hero. What if now? This is actually my first ever Shield Hero. Well, not really first because my Issei was actually pretty much the first one, but I don't really count that. I know I count that as a DXD X crossover. So yeah, I'm still doing that. But this is like, what if Naofumi was like hajime? What if? Like, I'm actually super excited. I'm doing this. What if? I don't want to waste any of you guys' time. Let's just start this video. Now, where we actually start our story, we see where that main protagonist, Naofumi, just Imotama, the shield hero, as he's actually pretty much inside the cave where they're like him and Raftalia pretty much face off against the two-headed dog. And right there, after they actually defeated it, Raftalia just collapsed after right there, it's like just truly trauma just actually building up inside of her, and also right there, just like remembering her actually traumatizing past. With this right there, like heck, the floor will actually soon collapse on actually them, pretty much right there making them actually fall in. With this, Naofumi will actually just hold Raftalia in her hand, and the two of them will actually just go crash landing down on the floor, as pretty much they won't go deep down, but they will actually just go deeper inside the cave unexploded. With this, Naofumi will actually hit the stone ground, as he pretty much right there was actually kind of injured because of the dog pretty much biting him, and also right there the fall. This actually took away some of his HP, but he was still decent enough. But right here, he sees Raftalia has just been knocked out, of course. Naofumi will actually just soon get up to see where he actually really is. That he doesn't even know where he actually pretty much is now. Like, they fell quite deep inside this cave. With this, before Naofumi can actually even think of actually something, he will hear growling right there soon to be actually seen. Naofumi will look towards his actually right side, as he will see right there giant right there grizzly bears, about right there 6 of them, probably even more, as they were actually emerging from the shadows. Naofumi sees this, as he pretty much right there didn't even have time, as he just grabbed Raftalia and he pretty much just ran out of there. As pretty much as he was actually running, the bears just chased Naofumi to right there a nearby wall. Pretty much Naofumi would just use his skill transmutation, which yes, he actually does have that skill, would try and move the wall, making himself fall inside the hole with Raftalia, where the Naofumi will actually see the Mana Stone, the Holy Crystal, of course, that Hajime pretty much right there found. With this, Naofumi will actually just lay Raftalia down to a wall, and Naofumi was actually now right there pissed. He pretty much is now trapped. There's monsters lurking around inside this place, and there's no way for him to actually pretty much get out. At this point, he pretty much was cursing to himself for this right there outcome. He didn't blame Raftalia one bit. I mean, of course, it's not her fault, but he pretty much blamed himself for not being strong enough to pretty much protect them both even. This is actually going to be the most biggest struggle that Naofumi ever faced, because right there, for the past right there few days, right there, Naofumi was actually pretty much right there trapped inside this actually cave, as pretty much monster was still lurking around inside this dungeon, as now pretty much Raftalia was actually pretty much unconscious, she was just inside a coma, she never woke up, as then Naofumi was actually getting hungry, as he was actually dying just to actually eat meat. And pretty much Naofumi actually thought of a plan, as he pretty much right there created a pitfall for the spikes, as pretty much Naofumi was actually decided that he would just eat the monster meat, seeing that he was actually craving meat. As with this, Naofumi will actually just leave the hole, as he would get the attention of two nearby two-tailed wolf. With this, the wolf will actually spot Naofumi, as they will actually just start chasing him down inside the cave where Naofumi will actually set a trap for them. The moment right there, Naofumi will just enter the cave, he pretty much right there avoided the pitfall spikes. With this, the two wolves will actually just fall inside the spikes, being actually impaled to death. But it didn't actually kill them instantly. Naofumi just started to transmutate the ground, pretty much making them right there suffocate. And with that, Naofumi finally actually killed the two-tailed wolf, as Naofumi just started right there munching on actually just the raw flesh, not before actually just skinning it. Don't ask me how. With this, Naofumi would just be actually eating the raw flesh of the monster, as he would just say oh man, this is so gross, but still, I don't even have a choice. With this, now for me, we actually just feel pain inside his whole body as like he pretty much right there like was actually now choking. Shit! What's going on? Do you die if you eat monster meat? With this, now for me was actually just like will put down the meat as he was just actually go to the nearby water, the holy water, as pretty much now for me was just start drinking it from there. As now for me is actually drinking it down, he would just feel total pains inside his whole body, that his whole body was just breaking apart, but also right there like repairing himself because of the holy water that he'd just been drinking. With this, Naofumi will actually soon collapse after just due shock, as his black hair will actually just change all the way to white, as like what Naofumi would just actually be knocked out for about a few minutes. After that, 6 minutes would soon pass. Naofumi will actually wake up, as he will actually just see that like all the pain around his whole body was gone. Like he didn't feel pain no more. Naofumi actually just kind of felt different, as he kind of felt that he felt lighter. He felt more powerful, as Naofumi goes as he would just look around to see that Rostalia is still knocked out. As pretty much he just actually looked at the rotten meat as he said like, God, that's disgusting. Maybe I should actually pretty much cook it next time. With this, Naofumi's eyes were just wide and he was actually looking at himself inside the reflection of the crystal. Holy shit! What happened to me? As Naofumi realized that his whole appearance has pretty much changed. His black hair was actually now white and he pretty much had red eyes. As Naofumi's red eyes looks that he actually gotten taller, but he's actually like he just got him built, like muscle just appeared just out of nowhere. He looks kind of right there like buff, but not that buff, but still yeah. And Naofumi would say to himself, I look like a demon. Shit. Wait, let me just go check something. And Naofumi would just go open up his stats, as he would just see that he's literally a level right at 28. And Naofumi was actually shocked about this. Like he was already right there like a level like what? 3 not too long ago. As pretty much he just leveled up about like what? 25 times. Pretty much 25 times. As this is like Naofumi was pretty much shocked by this, like that he also realized that he actually got some new skills. One was pretty much called Iron Stomach, and the other was actually called Mana Manipulation, and also already the Lightning Field, of course. Naofumi was actually kind of already surprised, but he also already does one thing that he actually kind of missed. He can now identify items just by actually just touching them. With this, Naofumi will actually just go and actually touch the nearby ore, as he will actually now already know everything about that ore. Holy hell, this is actually amazing. Wait, if I actually got this powerful just by eating monster meat, as he just pretty much got a good idea, as Naofumi just had a thick grin on his face. I guess right there I should actually just start getting to work. As with this, Naofumi would just go right there to his food, to the raw food, as he would just actually just use his lightning field. Pretty much right there, like heck, he was able to use like lightning field without even saying like the incantation or like whatever. That he just actually just did it. He just visualized it. And with this, Naofumi just had like kind of cooked meat, but still yet he just started munching on it. As heck, even though it was disgusting to him, he couldn't actually complain. He needed to find a way out of here just to actually get himself out of this dungeon. But Naofumi could actually stop thinking about him identifying ores, as Naofumi just got a brilliant idea. It was obvious. It was actually so obvious. As Naofumi actually just said like, I guess right there I can't actually use that. Of course, if I can't actually wield a weapon, then pretty much I should actually just make one. With this, Naofumi will actually just have a great idea of what he's actually going to make for his weapons, and he said like, perfect. And for the next couple of actually days, Naofumi was actually just will actually just start his idea of actually making a weapon. With this, Naofumi will actually go and identify the ores that was actually inside the dungeon, pretty much right there identifying them, as some of these ores right there are pretty much mostly kind of similar into his world, but I think they were actually kind of more advanced. As Naofumi right there was actually collecting some of the parts, he was just right there making himself right there the most perfect weapon of all. Like if he can't use weapon from this world, then he pretty much should actually just make his own. I mean, like, you never know if he actually try. And if he actually can actually right there hold this weapon, then Raptali can easily use this. And he can pretty much right there like teach her. With this, Naofumi will actually just finally create his perfect weapon, and he will actually create two revolvers. And with this, he was actually able to hold it. With this actually pretty much right there like made right there like Naofumi so happy that he now created a modern weapon in this world. And now like he used it like just to kill like the bears, which this weapon was actually so powerful that Naofumi was just proud of himself. As with this, Naofumi just pretty much just went to get Ralph Talia out of there, and they pretty much left right at that cave, of course. With this, Naofumi actually returned back to the surface, as he pretty much just rushed towards right there the nearby town to pretty much get Talia pretty much treated. Or back to, like, to the nearby town to get Talia treated. And pretty much right there, like, we just pretty much time skip to actually the next month. And pretty much for the actually past month, Naofumi was just polishing up his new skills that he actually obtained. That ever since right there, like Naofumi actually returned from the surface, he started right there like killing monsters and pretty much eating them, pretty much gaining their skills and abilities. But also right there like him feeding the monster to his shield, which heck he pretty much right there didn't really mind it, of course. That Naofumi's level kept on growing each day, as by the end of the month, Naofumi's actually skill, he was actually just like, no, sorry, his level, he was pretty much level right there like 74, which this actually pretty much put a smile on Naofumi that he just became that strong in just amount of right there like what, just 1 month, just by eating monster flesh. And of course, right there, like Raftalia, she noticed Naofumi's appearance, but Naofumi didn't tell her about the monster meat, like heck, and things like that. No, she did kind of see him eating monster meat, but like she thought that like he was going crazy, which Naofumi is actually confirmed that he's just trying something out. That like he just wanted to know if it actually tasted good or like regular or the animal meat. So Raftalia pretty much let that slide, but still concerned about Master Naofumi. With this, we actually see where they're we see Naofumi just inside the kingdom, of course, as he was just pretty much at the blacksmith shop, where pretty much right there, the blacksmith, the guy was actually pretty much surprised and taken back about Naofumi's new appearance. Naofumi actually kind of looks more built up. He looks more serious and more stronger. Like he looks like a guy like you don't want to fuck with. As pretty much right there, like heck, also Raftalia also grew up right there, of course. Like heck, as pretty much they were just talking discussion about like how the wave, like how Naofumi knew when the wave is actually pretty much going to hit. With the blacksmith would just tell him about the dragon just hourglass that pretty much right there tells the heroes how many days they actually have left. With this, Naofumi will actually just go with Raftalia to this dragon hourglass, as once they actually reach it, Naofumi shield will just activate with just a green glow, hitting the dragon hourglass. And pretty much it will just show that Naofumi pretty much has just about like what 17 like hours and pretty much right there like what 33 minutes before the wave actually begins. With this, Naofumi right there will actually see that pretty much right there one maid will come in saying that I'm sorry, but I'm actually not permitted to give class upgrades to the shield hero. Naofumi was actually pretty much taken aback by this, as he pretty much walks up towards the women, towards the woman, and he grabs her by the shoulder, which this actually kind of scares her, because Naofumi actually totally did change, as pretty much Naofumi was just giving his deadly deadly look towards her, as pretty much right there Naofumi would just say like, huh? Why would you have to give me class upgrades, huh? Is it because I'm actually the shield hero? Or pretty much right there the king actually told you not to? Either way, I swear to God, if this is actually your doing, I actually will kill you. I will kill you. With this, the maid would actually just soon fall to the ground, and she would just pretty much run away, afraid of actually the shield hero. Well, isn't actually not ready the bastard now for me? Huh, I see that you changed your looks, but right there, you can't hide right there, who you truly are. You can't change who you truly are just by changing your look, criminal. With this, Naofumi would just soon turn around. He would see right there the three other heroes with their parties. Naofumi would just scoff and Ratali would act like, who are they, Master Naofumi? Naofumi would not answer. He pretty much would grab Ratali's hand as he just would just walk out of the room. As Moriarty would see Ratalia, he would do the original thing, like saying like, oh, like you pretty much are actually just a pretty one and things like that, which Naofumi would just like would be in front of Moriarty, as now he was just like he was actually preparing to actually get his two Donna ready for a fight, but he just couldn't. As pretty much right there, like what, like Moriarty would say like, oh, she doesn't even know about right there, just what you did. Listen here, you just be careful now for me, okay? And with this, now for me would just grab with Talia, he would just pretty much leave. Well, Talia would ask about like, do you know them now for me? No, now for me would just say like, no, they're pretty much right there, just hypocrites. Just stay away from them. And with this, the following right there, like what, like 17 hours would soon pass. As pretty much the wave would actually soon begin. As now for me would just polishing up right there, like what, his actually like his weapons, and also right there some items he pretty much crafted along the way that will actually be a good use for into this wave. As with that, Naofumi and Raftali will soon teleport them, like just be teleported to one nearby, pretty much like what, like forest. And pretty much they will just look around to say like, where are they? As like they will actually hear screams coming from the distance, and they will rush to it to see like the nearby village just being just under attack. Naofumi and Raftali were just ready their actually weapons as like what, the original like what, the knights will actually soon come, and they will actually just like what, try to fight off against like these monsters. Which heck, once they actually see Naofumi at just fighting there, they will actually just pretty much say like, shield hero, draw back now. This district is actually under our protection. But then Naofumi will just say like, who gives a shit about that? And with this, like Naofumi would just actually soon start face off against the monsters as he started to pull out his just revolver, of course. As with that, Naofumi just started to shoot every monster that he actually just will actually just come across him, or pretty much he was just see. And with this, the knights were actually like original, like what, they will actually just go to like the other heroes not wanting to work with the shield hero, as he pretty much ordered the knights to pretty much follow suit, which some of the knights pretty much stayed back to fight for like for this village, because some of them did live here, so of course they actually started right there facing inside this actually wave, which in this one, Naofumi fully on destroys every single monster here. Like dude, it was not even a challenge. Naofumi just started throwing grenades at them. They kept on exploding like every single time. As like bro, Naofumi with just his fast skills, his shooting abilities and things like that. Naofumi was just a savage, and he started to slaughter. Like I mean, keyword, he slaughtered him of Artalia, slaughtered the whole right there monsters that was invading this village. With this, it only took them about like what, 20 minutes for them to be fully finished this. Everybody there was actually so grateful for the shield hero. They were just thanking him and things like that. And like Naofumi was actually just thinking that how come the wave is just pretty much not over yet? Like heck, as original like what, the other heroes would just be face off against like what, just the wave boss. As original, they will actually kill it. As they will just be happy about it. As like they will actually just pretty much just go into the, like go back to like the kingdom, the castle, for them to receive their rewards, of course. As I'm pretty much gonna be ending it here for today, guys. Like this has pretty much been part one of what if now for me was like hajime. Like I hope you guys actually enjoyed this. As like this is just like a shield here what if that I wanted to do, just like a regular like now for me what if I didn't want to do that DXD one. I'll be like I said, I'll be mostly doing that like my heroes from now on. So the pretty much right easy what if will be kind of right there like delayed, of course, because I want to focus on my hero, and also the new Red Shield hero will be actually coming out soon. So I want to get rid of my motivation up. And if you guys want to check out my second channel, the link will be inside the description. There I'll be doing DXD what if, and also Danmachi what if. I already just pretty much just have right there a few what if already made. What if actually like Bell had Godspeed? What if actually Bell had a Curcio? What if Ethan was a prodigy? What if Ethan was the rebirth of Herobrine and Entity 303? So I already have that what if already made. Link will be inside the description if you want to check out my channel. And without further ado, I'm out, mongrels.